Hello and welcome, heroes, to the Siege of Bordrin's Watch Part 2. This is the Crit Academy Patreon monthly adventure. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all my patrons. You guys are awesome. A lot of work goes into not only the show, but the content we produce, and if it wasn't for your support, I probably wouldn't still be doing that. So thank you very much from the bottom of my bag of holding. All right, so if you're joining us for the first time, war approaches and a call to arms has been sounded throughout all of Elsir Valley, summoning warriors to help defend Bordrin's Watch in Stonehome Mountains far to the west. Word of an army of orcs on the march had spread throughout the Vale for months, but now it appeared the rumors were true. Imagine that. That'd be really weird if somebody ran an adventure. All right, guys, you guys are being called to this location. We think there's rumors of a war, and you guys start Nope, there isn't. There's nothing. Your team has head up to the old monastery of the Sundered Chain to the southwest of Overlook, which is the major city in the area. You, along with other ventures, had been dispatched to look at the different suspected, entry points, I guess you could say. And you were sent up here to alert the monastery of the incoming threat. Unfortunately, when you arrived, you ran into some trouble, not only with the treacherous mountain pass and the dangerous flying, birds carrying your horses away or whatever, battling over an overhanging chasm. You approached and found that the area was already under siege by orcs. The orcs managed to, unfortunately, get a warning blow through their horn during your battle. You have yet to know what that signifies, but it can't be good. Most importantly, your task now is to either not only clear out the orcs that you can find, but see if you can locate any survivors and identify where the orcs came from. Any questions? No, you guys are easy today. I like that. So, you go ahead.
Find orcs, blow them up. Got it.
I need an initiative roll from Troy too.
I'm sorry, what?
Initiative roll from you. I got the other guys. What were you gonna say, Lou?
I think I remember I blew the horn again after it was blown. Okay.
You did? And you don't know what that did, if anything. But you did do that. The hope was that it was to undo whatever they had done, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried to use my thieves' cant to interpret it.
Yeah. If I recall, nobody came rushing out of the building, so that's a win. We'll give him a second to give me a roll, and then you guys have arrived at this. Entered the inner area gates of this monastery that had, massive 50-foot tall walls surrounding the compound with its back up against the mountain acting as another wall. The entire front area was full of dwarven statues dwarven statues entering in towards the main doors of the monastery.
Got a 7.
But you're not playing 7. You're playing Shockwave, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's poopy.
Yeah, this one's Shockwave.
All right, so you guys have... what am I looking at here? Right, so you guys are standing outside the main door entering into the monastery. What actions are you going to take? Do you want to enter through the doors? Do you want to look for another way around?
I Does the monastery have? I'm assuming it has like spire, parapet, some sort of tall structure attached to or coming out of it.
Yeah, right. It's basically, and imagine it as like a octagonal building, with its back end pushed up against the mountain, and it comes to a point on the top. So like you can't like I don't know if that answers your question. It comes to like a single point, like you would envision like a octagonal tent, I guess, based on the image that I'm looking at.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps,
Do I
but
see? But do I see like what I'm looking for is a high point on the building with windows. 'Cause what I would like to do is go inside and find that high point, but I want to like see if I can see it before I go charging into a building that may or may not be occupied.
okay, I see what you're saying. So that actually helps a lot. So you do see that up about 40 feet, before the roof starts to tilt. There are windows. They're like stained glass, that seem to surround it and must be the main source of light into this building. But I wouldn't say they're traditional like windows. They probably don't open or anything like that. But it's hard to tell from this distance.
Because I want it's kind of open to get in there and get a look around to see if there's an army marching up our butts.
You can
certainly
certainly
get
you
a
can
high view.
you can try to climb up out the outside of the
Certainly try.
building, but
Oh no,
this is
I'm not gonna try to climb it. I just want to see if there's a target that I want to look for and be like, oh, I want the north tower. I'm gonna go in and try to go that direction. I'm just trying to see if there's
no.
something like that.
This is from the outside. This looks like just one big octagonal building. It's not like a collection of different buildings that you normally would. Because normally when you think like in my mind, I'm seeing a giant like church. There's different corridors and different aspects of the building with different spots. This is just one. It looks like one giant building. And
Okay.
it comes to a single point up, and then around the outside, at about 40 feet up, are the little stained glass windows. And they're not big windows; they're no more than like a foot wide, tall, but they surround the entire thing. Once again, probably just to let in light.
Okay. Well, even if I don't see a target building, I guess I do want to go in and see if I can't find a better viewpoint.
Okay.
Need to do my own artillery spotting from time to time.
Yeah, there's no, and that's what I'm trying to look at here, but it's not as complex as you would think. It's a very simple design, and I think that's because in my mind you're looking for something that's got a bunch of little points that you can take a spot on and try to target to get to there, but it's really just one octagonal building is
A
from
big
the outside.
octagon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Quite literally is what it is. It's not even in the shape of. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So anybody else? So I know you just saw. We kind of got some descriptions there.
I kind of want to look around the inside to see if there's any like hidden passageways or anywhere that we might get ambushed by more orcs or anything.
You mean
that might like come in?
You mean on the outside of the building?
I thought we're
We hadn't
outside.
gone in
Okay.
You
yet.
haven't gone in yet. Right now, you're just standing
Okay.
outside the doors.
I'm gonna
Unless
say I'm
anybody's
just gonna
do
stay
anything
outside.
exciting
Yeah.
outside.
What was that, Lou?
No, I'm gonna wait outside then.
All right, Graham.
Well, yeah, someplace.
I think I'll just wait outside as well.
All
for
right.
now.
So I am gonna want to go inside, but before I do that, I want to run over because if I remember correctly, there was a cliff nearby.
There is. It
I
was
want to run over.
It was outside of the the big gate, because somebody dragged one of the enemies outside the gate and threw him off the cliff. But yes, there is one.
Yeah. All right, I want to run back over to that cliff and see if I can see any evidence of a marching army. I think it's the wrong direction, but I want to check anyways.
All right, so as you guys are sitting there, Shockwave, which is a you know what? I didn't have you guys introduce yourselves. Shockwave is a what?
is a human artillerist artificer.
Okay. So as Shockwave dashes away with all his little gear clunking as he's running away. You get you push the outer entry gate open, and you run to the chasm, and you got these little spectacles that come over, and it kind of just readjusts sizes, and you start looking around. Give me a perception check with advantage, please.
With advantage, good. Oop. Yep, that one's gone. Oh my god. I rolled 2 2s.
In the great words of my man Vin Diesel, looks clear.
Looks clear. All right.
So you turn around, head back
Off to a great
confident.
start.
You head back confident that there is nothing coming up behind you, and you guys get to the door, and you push it open. Are you pushing carefully? Or are you just busting it in like the Kool-Aid Man? Is it just kind of a creaking opening and see if you see anything? What do you got? What's going on?
Well, since it looks clear outside, I'm going to be careful in case whatever they were blowing the horn for is inside.
All right, so you kind of slowly crack open the door, and through the little slit, you don't have to open the door all the way to see splatters of blood filling the room. You do see a strange, hideous kind of croned orc standing near the center chanting something. Do you speak Orcish?
I do.
She seems to be chanting to Groomsh, the glory of Groomsh, and that she will one day remove her eye in his honor. Once she amasses 1,000 kills and some spiel. She has currently brought him 995, and she's so
I would like
close.
to shoot her.
Oh wow, you ain't even fucking around. I'm gonna count that as surprise. So go ahead and make your attack, and then we will go in initiative from there. 3. Oh, he's just like, oh, she's definitely got to die. What did I say? She's at 995. Wow, you guys might help her get to her her goal. What did you get there,
Well,
Shockwave?
I got a 22. It's finally a good roll to hit with a pistol.
Okay.
I get it's a full surprise round, right?
Well, it's not surprise round.
Or is it surprise action or surprise round?
The creature is determined surprise, which basically means her initiative gets skipped in the first round. But that also, because you're an unseen attacker, you get advantage.
Oh yeah.
Because you're an unseen,
fishing.
you're an unseen attacker. But she is surprised.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to see if I got a bonus action attack too. I have my little shoulder-mounted cannon guy.
Yeah. Go ahead. Normally, and for everyone watching, I ask for initiative in advance because I like this natural flow into it. And because of that, it generally means that person that does an action that triggers it usually has gets to go a little bit extra. Because I don't like the idea of the condition of combat being set as soon as I say roll initiative. So I kind of bypass that. I think it leads to a more natural, like, he didn't have to attack. He could like sneak around. Now he didn't do that, but that's just an example. In fact, they don't generally do that now that I think about it. They do have conversations sometimes, though.
It's been more of more relevant for like conversations and the transition from conversation to a fight.
Yep.
And in this case, there's a spellcaster. She wants to give up her eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and give up her eye with a bullet.
All right, and what is what is the attack roll?
Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. I can't find my attack bonus on my spell attack modifier. There it is. Okay, so his attack is my spell attack modifier, which is +7.
Dude, Grim, man.
So
Steven, your mic is driving me bonkers. Please put it on push to talk.
So my
Hit it
so
off.
my attack was
No, clearly
a
not.
20. Was actually a 23. Oh, we can definitely hear out of you.
Yeah.
My little guy's attack was a 21 to hit, so both I'm assuming
Yep,
hit.
both will hit. That's a good assumption.
So I did. Where's my D10? 12 points of piercing damage, piercing bullet damage,
Nice.
followed by 4 points of force energy blast damage.
Fancy. The hissing shots of your attacks stream through the crack in the door as you push it the rest of the way after you shoot this critter. As they hiss, a shrieking bellow comes from this croned orc, enchantress or whatever she is. Her ugly, thin, frail face kind of turns at you, and you can see a baleful aura emanating from this individual that kind of leaves you no doubt as to her intentions. And she kind of begins
and I step
chanting.
3/4 cover back behind the door.
Shoot, run away!
Kind of want to know what's going on over there, but I don't really want to get shot at myself.
All right, and so as you slide back behind the door, we will move to the top of the initiative, which is a bando. So your buddy
shit,
just
that ain't good.
yeah, right, just your buddy just popped shot at something inside the door and left it cracked open. What are you going to do?
Shock, were you able to see if you hit her?
Yeah, I
hit her?
hit her. She's in there. Hit her.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim through the same gap and shoot an arrow in the same direction.
You horse. So the crack in the door will, because she's already been shot, won't grant you the unseen attacker, but it will grant you 3/4 cover because it's only open a smidgen.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and do that. And I don't know, I think I like this strategy. Oh shit.
That is.
I hope you're not assassin spec. If you are, I'm gonna feel really bad.
No, I'm level 2, so I don't have a spec.
Oh, we leveled up to 3
You should
at the
be
end of the
3.
last session.
Oh, crap. Oh, in that case. Okay.
Go ahead. So what I was telling him earlier is that you didn't heal from anything, but you did gain back. You do gain the hit points from leveling up, so you'll get the full added on.
Okay. I don't think I hit her. My attack roll was a 10.
That's not gonna do it. So what are you using?
Short bow.
Showboar. All right, so you draw back your arrow and you try to take aim through this little crack, and you're like, you should have opened the door wider, asshole. As you loosen a shot, and unfortunately your arrow tips on the side of the door and it veers off and it smashes into a pew behind her, and she kind of swarms back, looks at it, looks down it, and shouts in Orcish, "For groom!" And you can all of a sudden hear this thundering noise from along the outside, the insides of the walls from each side. Next thing you know, the door blasts open and you see 4 big burly orcs standing before you with these just ginormous bone axes. And one is going to... Oh, I probably should write that down. One of them is going to take immediate swat. Actually, because he kicked in the door, I'm going to use that as the shove action on a bando. So you need to give me a contested strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check to... Wait, is that... Yeah, it's contested for strength.
On a bando or on me?
You took a hide back. He just shot through it, and then they came down.
Yeah, but okay.
I got a 10 on that.
So as he kicks down the door, right where you were at, his foot slides through the door and smashes you in the face. And you fall prone. The other three come up behind, and one's gonna immediately swing at you. Two of them actually with a plus 14. A 14. Is that gonna hit? That might not hit.
That is a. Let me
Oh, you're prone.
see.
He has advantage.
Yeah, that
yeah. It's still a 14 because the other one was 2. Hey, 2s are popular today. So he's gonna swing at you with his axe. He's very aggressive. You can see you can see that anything that gets in his way will you'll doubtlessly find yourself subject to its vicious reprisal. And he is going to lay down the law with his D12. D12. Oof. That's gonna hurt. He gets a +3 too. Ooh, that is a 9 points of damage as his axe hurls in you. The other two are going to push through and around him. One is going to turn and swing at Shockwave, but since the door opened with Shockwave there, you are going to have 3/4 cover as he's trying to swing around to hit you. For a 9's not going to hit even without the cover. The last one's going to rush up upon Grim. Is Grim here?
He's here, but he's muted. He's in, but he's muted.
Well, it's going to attack Grim. That is a 16 to hit. I think that'll hit him. I'll roll damage anyway, and then when he gets back, because I can see his little swirly thing, but I don't. Maybe he finally got his mic muted, but can't unmute.
He was muted. He just unmuted.
And,
Still not hearing anything.
Yeah, let me go ahead and roll that damage die anyway. So we'll put that he's taking 7 damage unless a 16 doesn't hit him. He can let me know. That would be all those orcs' turn. And then you hear a vicious scream. Where is this at? Bellowing from inside. It sounds like some sort of... it sounds like a spell. And instantly the area around inside and spewing out becomes a plume of like this dark mist. And she's going to cast fog inside the area to fog up the area around her inside. And you can see it drizzling out of the area. And that'll be the end of her turn. It is now Shockwave's turn, then Grim Reaper is on deck.
So I've got 4 angry orcs right up in my grill.
Yes, sir, you do.
I'm going to use an action. He's going to reach in and he's going to grab a little cube. He's going to touch it with his artificer implement, and then drop it, and it's going to open up and open up and open up into a little like quadruped turret.
That is awesome.
With a little with a nozzle, and then a flame is gonna pop open in front of that nozzle. That's his magical cannon.
That is cool as hell.
Yeah. As a bonus action, he's gonna activate the trigger on his implement, which is now connected to the object he just activated, and it's gonna tell it to fire its flamethrower blast thing. What's it called? Flamethrower. Okay. Yeah, it's straight up a flamethrower. Cool.
The flamethrower blast.
So
What's it called? Flamethrower. Oh.
So it cannon exhales fire to an adjacent 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. DC is something. Where did that page go?
I don't know.
Right in front of me, because I'm an idiot. It's DC is 15.
That sucks. Fail. Succeed. Fail. Succeed. So 2 succeed and 2 fail.
The failures take 10 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
Successes get half, 5 points of fire damage.
So,
Fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
all right. So that blast hits with a streaking wave. You hear some cry of orcish as they thud. Two of them thud to the ground. The smell of steak is in the air.
Did I kill 2 already?
Yeah, they're not very strong.
And then, you know what? I'm going to stay up with my turrets, me and my shield.
All right.
Hanging out. Don't hit me.
All right. It is Grim's turn. He did say his armor class is 17. Disconnect from Oh, there he is. Okay, awesome. So that attack did miss you. That's nice. It is your turn there, Grim.
Yeah. All right. How many are left? Is there just that one
There are 2
chick in the middle?
No, there are 2 outside engaged, standing over top of you guys, and then there's one lady. The one bent over, pale-faced crone is in the center of the room, but the area has been coated in a black misty fog, so you can't see her anymore.
Okay. Then how close? What's the closest one to me?
There's 2 of
Is
them.
it within
One,
about 10-foot range?
yeah, there's 2 of them. They're all within and they're all pretty much. The hell was that? It's got an error. They're all engaged with you guys at the moment. So yes.
All right. I'm going to use my scythe to strike at one.
All right.
That's within 10 against one of them.
Yep.
Let's see. That's 22 to hit.
Yes.
10. Where's my D10? That would be 6 damage.
Yes. Anything else?
And let me see here. Where was that? There's something I was gonna do with my bonus action. Let me try and find that again.
Okay. You had a second.
I will cast Spiritual Weapon as well.
Nice.
This is a bonus action.
Fancy. I like it. So you hold out your hand.
And it will
Go ahead.
take the form of, it will take the form of a giant scythe with a skeleton holding the top.
That's cool. So with a large arcing swipe of your scythe, the sharp edge of its sharp edge leaves a nice slice flayed from your opponent as it crumbles to the ground. What the hell did I do with my pen? And then you hold out your hand, and a dark conjured scythe appears alongside you. Nice. Huh.
And if that creature falls, I'll say Kellenvor calls to you.
Nice. I love it. He kind of just wails and gives you the orcish fu. Anything else? Abando.
There. I think that's it.
There's the orc that's like attacked me with an axe, right?
Yep.
He's still.
There's one left on top of you. Yep. And you're prone right now, so you're gonna want to probably get up.
Is standing up a full action?
No, it's free.
Half your
Okay.
movement.
Oh, yep,
Okay.
he's right. I'm wrong. It doesn't provoke an op attack, is what I meant to say. That's not a very good cover. I forgot the
Would I
roll.
be able to stand? How far away, Shockwave? How far away were you from
You were
the orcs?
all huddled around the door. He made an effort to run around the door. So to me, you're
Okay.
all still within like 5 feet of each other.
Yeah, one came up to me and I blasted the whole group. I don't know which ones died, if the one by me is still alive or not.
Okay. I want to stand up, use my bonus action to disengage,
Okay.
run behind Shockwave's turret thing with the shield, and shoot another arrow from there.
Take cover. All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Oof, goodness, I can't roll anything today. That was a that's a 4.
So as you're pulling, and you've taken behind his archery blaster cannon, you release an
way.
arrow, and it skitters off of his newly painted surface, and leaves a scrape mark in this cannon surface, and then shoots off into the distance. The orc kind of ducks behind his axe for no reason. You're just hitting everything you're hiding behind, aren't you?
Why do you keep putting things in my way, Shockwave?
The orc kind of turns to you and in orcish lets out a feral grunt for grooms. You can let's fix it, get rid of that, put that in the same spot. That's no good. And you can see that this brute I'm an idiot. This brute is wont to act impulsively, without thought or reason, as it charges violently towards you. And it is going to swing at your cowardice ass hiding behind this turret. Because it's not going to let his thing get away. And so you will have partial cover. And he swings wildly, and unfortunately just cleaves off some paint off of the thing you are ducking behind as he rolled a 11. So this cannon is clearly taking a beating today. Poor Shockwave's gonna be repairing that shit for hours. Then
Mending spell is 4.
yeah, damn right. Then out of nowhere, hang on a second, let me. Okay, I got it. I want to. Out of nowhere, this strange, big, floating, spectral hammer, I guess you could call it, a maul maybe, comes piercing out of the darkness in the doorway and starts spinning around end over end as it lashes out and strikes at Grim, as he is slammed in with a spectral weapon for a 21.
Cleric battle!
What is the damage for this? This is 1d8 plus 3. So you take 10 points of force damage as this spinning cane thing, maul thing, smashes into you. And it just kind of hovers over top of you, striking at you. You're kind of defending it with your spectral blade the best you can, but unfortunately it lands a blow for 10 damage. You hear an evil cackle come from inside, and then you hear 4 grooms, and you hear a scream and belt of agony. One second here. Not great. My thing just crashed on me. Don't you guys hate that? How do you spell groomsh? Doesn't matter.
I think it's 2 U's like vacuum.
Oh, nice. That helps. Thanks. 2. All right, I found it again. We're good. My PDF crashed. That's strange. All right, so you hear some cackling and the 4 grooms bellow in an agony of pain, and then you hear a rumbling like thunder wave, not the spell, but like a loud explosion come from inside. But unfortunately, because of all the fog, you can't see inside. What are you going to do? Shockwave.
Did that last orc, is he still outside with us?
Yes.
All right. Well, so I made a comment about being behind my shield, but then realized I'm not because I have my implement and my pistol. So I will see if I can't make this guy in front of us go away with a pistol. It's not a 20. Let's try a d20. 16 plus 4 is 20. Total of 20.
Yes.
D10. 6 points of pistol damage.
You release a mighty exhale as you take aim and release a quick shot, leaving your enemy weakened and dead as it crumbles to the ground.
Cool. Bonus action. Seeing this cloud of fog in there and a whole lot of mess, I'm just saying, you know what? Let's take care of that. And I'm going to hit the button on my implement, and that little quadruped turret with the flamethrower coming out of it, it's going to skitter forward. It can move 15 feet, and it's going to just start laying fire into that fog.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if anything has come out in order for me to have a target to tell it to shoot for.
No, does it require an attack roll or a save?
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're within it. If they're within it, they roll.
What is the save?
15.
As your thing lays down fire, you hear its bullets smashing into stone left and right with a few odd thuds.
This is the flamethrower.
Oh, well, that is certainly not what happened then. So you release a gout of fire, and for an instant you see something burst aflame and kind of drop to the ground and start rolling. As the fog quickly covers it back up after the fire from the flame extinguishes.
It's
how much damage?
10 points of fire damage on a fail and 5 on a success.
Alrighty. You can hear orcish screams, "It burns!" coming from inside.
How's your eye? Duck behind.
Jeez. All right. Grim Reaper.
Okay. How many are around us left?
None that you can see. The ones that were visible outside with you are
forward.
Dead. Into the utter darkness of the fog.
Okay, then I'll walk forward and try and see what's inside that fog. And then I will also use, once I get in past the fog, I'm going to use my character ability of Necrotic Shroud. So I pop out these skeletal wings, and everyone within a 10-foot radius needs to make a charisma saving throw or be frightened of me until my next turn.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. You're gonna run into the fog until you get out of it. Is that correct?
Or until I see somebody.
Okay. So as I don't get to ready actions very often, but I do appreciate it when it works. So as you break through the thickness of the fog after about 20 feet of dashing, you bust free just to see a giant You see this croned orc, female orc, very gaunt-like, with a physical version of the spectral weapon you saw outside. As she come and is swinging wildly at you to catch you in the face, you triggered her readied action to attack the first creature that came through the fog. And that is a 18. You notice as you look... Go ahead.
I just wanted to
Ah, damn.
ask for clarification.
That's me. Wait a
You saw
minute.
me
Wait a minute.
light up the foggy area with fire, and you
I
chose to
will
run in
use-
front of my turret?
Yes.
I want you to think about the decisions you've
But I will
made
use shield
when my
of...
next turn comes around.
But I'm gonna use shield of faith so that that strike against me will miss.
You can't. That is a bonus action, and you triggered a reaction, which will happen first.
Okay.
So that's still going
Okay,
to
never mind then.
hit. So it's going to be a 1d6. You notice that one of her eyes looks like it was just freshly ripped out as its blood is running down its face. And so you're going to get a Grumpsh Fury smack to the face. So that's 1d6 plus 3 plus 1d4. Yeah. So 1d6.
Oh no.
That's gonna hurt. That is 11 points of damage, bludgeoning damage, as she smashes you and catches you by surprise right in the face. The effects of the slam reverberate through your body, threatening to paralyze your limbs. Through the paralyzing pain, do you struggle to stay upright, or do you fall?
I have 3 hit points left after that.
You struggle to remain upright as you lose feeling in your limbs and your legs begin to wobble. All right, now you can finish your turn.
Okay.
After she just beat the living shit out of you.
All right, well then I will use my necrotic shroud now then. I'll bamf out my skeletal wings, and she has to make a charisma saving throw.
She is going to fail. Come on. Did she just really not only get the... that's going to fear her, right? Does that fear her?
Yeah, that is frightened for a minute.
Man, she just caught you unawares and beat you upside the head. Now she's like, oops. Ah!
She's so surprised that her powerful strike didn't kill him. The spectral wings that came from him unsettled her.
There we go. That's way better than anything I would have came up with. I was having trouble envisioning that. She like nearly kicked your ass, but nope, now she's afraid. So it was the spectral wings that did it. You should have fell. Do you speak Orcish?
No, I speak Common, Elvish, Celestial, and Dwarvish.
Well, you don't speak Orcish, so she just screams something at you in Orcish.
What did I hear?
You can faintly hear, "By Groom's other eye, how did you not die?" But all right.
Does it rhyme in Orcish too?
Of course. Abando. You just saw.
All right, and then for my.
Oh, sorry, you got another. You got more.
I don't know if this is.
You did
I don't know.
movement.
This is just yeah. Oh, this was an action. Okay, well then for my.
Your bonus.
Action, that's fine. Then for. Where was that? My bonus action, I'll move my spectral weapon closer to me. Well, closer to her.
Okay. All right. So you guys see the hovering scythe
And
just
that'll be my
right
turn.
into the darkness. Abando, your buddy Grim just ran into the darkness. You heard the sound of crunching bones, followed by a. Do you speak Orcish?
Yeah.
by the surprise, the orcish surprise, and the battle cry to Grumpsh. What are you gonna do?
Abando's freaking out, for one. Probably like literally running back and forth for a second. And I think like once he catches his breath, he's gonna do this. He's going to rub his hands together and lean very closely into them and start whispering. He's gonna say, "Somebody needs to chill out." And he's gonna put up one hand, high five himself, and as soon as he makes the high five, a spectral hand comes out of this hand that was hit and
That is so
floats
cool.
in the direction of the crone, and it should grab her at some point, and she will feel the chill of the grave. It's chill touch.
I totally, for a second, that's awesome, but I totally thought that was hands down. See what I did there? Hands down. The coolest mage hand ever. But that's awesome. Chill touch. What is that, a save or is that an attack roll?
Ranged spell attack.
All right. Make it happen, Captain.
So 15.
Your shoulder touch rings around her neck and gives a slight squish as the necrotic energy rushes through.
Mm-hmm.
Roll damage.
1d8.
I should have
2 damage.
I should have kept this chick's shield. I really should have. How much damage?
1d8. She can't regain hit points until the start of her next turn, and the hand clings to the target.
It's basically got her like in a chokehold right now, wrapped around her neck. All right. She starts screaming. You see her trying to swat at it with one hand, trying to pull it off, and her hand just passes through it. She can't get a hold of it. Anything else, Abando?
No, I'm gonna stay behind the cover, the half cover.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Unless Shockwave, you said that thing literally walks, right? Are you planning to move it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's small
Yeah.
creature or small object, but yeah, it has legs as a quadruped and it walks.
Yeah, I don't know if I would know that, and I think I would just keep hiding behind it
So,
until that happens.
I mean, it moved up into the fog, up to the fog.
Oh, it's already
earlier.
inside. In that case,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide behind whatever I can hide behind. If that's the door, then definitely the door.
Yeah, if you don't, yeah, you can duck behind the door there.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna do in my turn.
All right, with a night.
Is the fog cloud still up?
I
Was she
forgot.
concentrating on it? Or?
She is concentrating, but it's dissipating now. Because that hit really hurt. That's what I'm trying to figure out what she would do next as it's dispersing after the it's broken. Okay. I know what she'll do. All right. She is currently engaged with Grim Reaper. So she is going to reach out and touch your shoulder with a crooked dark green finger, Grim Reaper. And she is going to cast Inflict Wounds on your punk ass for coming into her territory. It's a spell attack.
Would my frightened have anything against her doing that? Or?
Let me double check.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks while you can see your source of your fear.
But it doesn't stop her from attacking, I don't think.
Yeah, just disadvantage.
Yeah, which is enough to stop her from succeeding. she quickly she tries to rush at you or touches you with your finger, and unfortunately you see it coming. You see her fingers kind of trembling as she quickly chants to release the power built up. The necrotic energy crackles and leaps off around and kind of twists and bends just around your shoulder, smashing into one of the glass windows as it crumbles and drops to the ground. She kind of bellows and her snarls in your face, and twists her hand, and the spinning weapon that was left, the floating weapon that's outside, comes back and smashes into a bando who is right outside with it. Did you forget about that?
Yep.
And that is an 18 on the die for a 1d8 plus 3. For 4 points of force damage as this spinning maul-like stick just kind of and smashes into you. This spiritual weapon of hers. And that'll be the end of her turn. Shockwave.
Right, so the fog is dissipated. I'm gonna head inside.
As you start making your way, you see the corpse of a charred orc that was with 2 daggers in both hands that appeared to be waiting in the fog for somebody. So thanks for killing my assassin, Dick.
You're welcome. Hey, you put a thing I couldn't see. I was just like, you know what? I don't need to see. I was kind of hoping to get her.
No, you killed the assassin that was hiding in there waiting for somebody to come in. I was just like, really, dude, come on now. Yeah, so the fog is beginning to dissipate, the black mist, and you can see, you hear a loud thump come from behind you. You turn, you see a bando fighting this spectral weapon, and then you can see Grim Weeper is standing right alongside her, and that you see the crack of energy release and the glass break and fall from the ceiling. What are you gonna do?
I am going to move in and then swing around so that I'm not like at a flank, like from the side.
Yep.
And take a shot with a pistol.
All right, so you kind of go in from the side, and you can see all these little pews. You kind of duck behind a few, keeping a short distance, and take a pot shot.
Yep. So that's 15 plus 4 is 19 to hit. For 4 points of piercing damage.
As you pull back on the trigger, you eagerly await anticipation of the violent conclusion to the release of your blow from your gun. Sorry, the shot from your gun, as the little metal missile streaks through the air and catches her right in the shoulder with a loud bellow and a roar. You see now.
She's still alive.
She's wobbling right now. You can see her. She kind of just stumbles back a little bit. She's taking deep breaths, breathing really slow, really heavily. Grooms, we'll have your souls.
All right, Shockwave is gonna kind of give a slight look around the monastery, and then he's gonna feel really, really bad about this. But he's gonna hit the trigger on his implement. The turret is gonna go right up into her space, or like right up to her, and just flamethrower up at her. And I'm hoping I don't torch too much of the monastery, because I'm gonna feel really bad if I destroy anything, because it does ignite any non-magical unworn objects. So she needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man. She got an 18.
That succeeds, so I got 7 halved 3 points of fire damage.
So as your thing crawls, turns up, and releases just a torrent of flames. Her whole entire face gets caught in it, instantly searing the burning blood on her face, and you hear her just scream in agony. As she kind of stumbles back, she takes a deep breath. Grumsh, I have failed you. And she crumbles to the ground. Part of her head kind of just breaking apart as nothing but charcoal.
And then, are we out of initiative?
That was the end of combat as far as you can tell.
I immediately run forward and start casting Mending to try to like undo the fire damage as quick as I can.
I haven't got to describe the damage yet. Hang on a second. So as the fire goes up, you see it capture several tapestries that are hanging from the ceiling. In this domed ceiling, and you start mending and putting them out. You guys see him doing one of these things, trying to reach up
sorry. Oh shit! Shoot! Just waving my implement all over and just ass casting Mending to try to fix it and undo the fire damage.
Oh, that's funny. So as you guys get a moment to catch your second wind, you can finally see all that this room has to offer. The dome of this massive chamber features a brilliant mural of dwarves fighting giants in what looks like the same mountains in which you had traveled to get here. And then, of course, at the center of this room, just behind where the orcish crone was, you see a dais ringed with blood-spattered steps. Atop it stands a cracked anvil, clearly an altar, but now been desecrated by blood and charcoal remains. As Shockwave runs and tries to mend and repair what's left of it. What was once a beautiful altar is now charred and desecrated and dripping with gores and smears of filth. Yeah.
And it's like, well, I guess I could blame the orcs.
That's funny. All right. So at this point, you guys can kind of look around. And this does seem to be one big room. There's in each quadrant of this room, there is sets of seats, pews. There is a second balcony. You can tell when you look back at where you came in. There is a set of stairs, which you must be where you assume is where the orcs came from. They must have been up on this balcony and then came running down the stairs into the doorway area. But there is, for the size of this monastery, the number of corpses don't match how big this monastery is and how full it should be. Something is off. You're not exactly sure where they have gone, if they were taken. Did you guys want to maybe look around or do some investigations? What is it you would like to do? Because you came to warn the people, but while there's a bunch of corpses here, there's not nearly enough to represent the entirety that should be the monastery.
I do want to look around, but I think the first thing I look at is the cleric with the hammer stamp on his forehead, and be like, "Are you okay? You need to take care of that, or?"
How are you feeling today?
I'm gonna have to take care of that, yeah.
That's funny. So if you guys want, you'll have a little. Go ahead.
I do not need a short rest. I do not need a short rest. I was not hit. And all my stuff at this point will come back at a long rest. So
I'll be right back.
I'm cool to look around. Oop, got a DM emergency. I'm cool to look around, but I want to make sure you guys are not gonna keel over.
I'm pretty bad, and I think Grim's hurting even worse.
Yeah, I only had the one attack on me, and he rolled bad. So
I'm gonna get close to Abando then, and then I will cast Prayer of Healing.
Ooh.
yeah, I only have one spell slot left, and I actually didn't take Cure Wounds this morning, so I got nothing to actually do healing. I just want to
Prayer of Healing.
tend to play healers, so I'd still got an ask. That's just me as a player.
All right. So what is the plan? Sorry, I ran out of water and
You're
I talk
muted.
a lot. Oh, sorry about that. I ran out of water and I'm really thirsty, so I had to go get some more. So what is the plan of attack here, or resting, or what's the plan?
Cleric is gonna drop crit heal spell.
Okay, but no short rest.
I just cast Prayer of Healing, and that gives us both 15 hit points back.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Abando wants to search the Crone's pockets and
Of course he does.
just kind of look around for anything that looks shiny in the monastery.
That belongs to the enemies, right? Not the dwarves.
Anything shiny.
Oh God.
The shinier the better.
Okay, so let's start with the crone first. As you're going through the crone's get-ups, you find a interesting medallion with a symbol that's the Eye of Grumsh. It probably has some sort of value. One of the dead dwarves appears to have a nice piece of shiny armor. You're not exactly sure. It looks like it's made of something other than steel, but you're unsure.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to grab the medallion, the Grumsh medallion,
Okay.
from around her neck. Because I don't want to touch it directly.
Good call. So your little hover hand walks over and pulls on the necklace, the medallion, and then snaps it off. Floating around, keeping it at a distance.
And if nothing happens, like when I take it from her, I'm just gonna pocket it.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Like here, you were so clever about it.
So that was 8. Wisdom is -1, 17.
When you put it in your pocket, who is a person in your character's backstory that had a great personal connection, maybe like a mentor or something, that even if you got to create it on the fly?
Yeah, it's my boss, Griff,
Griff.
the Mercenaries for Hire. Yeah.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was my fighter in the last campaign.
For an instant, you hear a whisper from Griff. You're certain it's his voice. He says, "You're doing it all wrong. How many times do I have to tell you?" And then it kind of just fades away for an instant, almost like a memory that just kind of was there and then gone. Just popped in your head for a second.
Sounds like Griff. He says that to me a lot.
Meanwhile, you find a couple pieces of loot and stuff. There's a couple artifacts that look like handcrafted items, art pieces that might be worth some value. One is like a wooden carved horse, and you find a couple silver and gold pieces. We'll say the total value is about 40 gold pieces in change.
Would this dwarf's armor fit me, or is it too small for me?
You would have to try it on. How long does it take to don?
Heavy or medium?
It's heavy.
15 minutes.
So you can certainly try it on if you'd like.
If what everybody else is doing takes 15 minutes, that's what I'll do during that time.
All right. So
Wear heavy?
Yeah, can you wear heavy?
Oh, probably not. No. No, I cannot. No.
Sorry.
So I guess
So
I guess
he's
I'll
trying.
skip that.
He's trying to get in, and he finally gets it on. This is uncomfortable. This is why I never wear this shit. You can't move in it. Yeah. So it is a heavy piece of armor, but like I said, it looks like it's made of something other than traditional steel or metal. So with that said,
Sorry, 10 minutes to don heavy, not 15.
this is why I love having you in the group, because I don't got to look that shit up. You'll make sure we know. Okay, so he's got he's pocketing some loot, and what are you guys doing in the meantime? You starting your investigation while he's looting shit?
Yeah, first thing I want to do is look for obvious doors out of here, other than the one we came in.
As far as you can tell, there aren't any. The only thing you can see is sets of stairs that go up into a balcony around the outside, and then the back half of the chamber has sets of stairs that go up, and all the pews are raised up off the ground, maybe like 5 feet or so, and all are facing towards the center of the room where this dais is. Dais, whatever. I don't know. It's like I don't know how better to paint it. They're all facing towards the dais, but in the center there's only a couple seats, and then they get progressively wider as it moves towards the outside of the building, with all of them kind of like an arrow formation towards the dais. Like that's the place of worship. But you don't see any doors or anything that are obviously sticking out. The only one is the one you came in.
Right. So then the next thing I want to do, I'm going to use my multi-purpose implement that changes into whatever tool I need. It's going to pull out, extend, and it's now a set of what looks like glasses with a lot of different lenses.
That's
He's going
cool.
to put it on. He's going to start looking around, and he's going to start flipping up all the different lenses. And the I'm guessing Arcane Trickster Rogue is going to recognize that there's the same number of lenses as there are schools of magic. And he's going to spend the next 10 minutes looking around and calibrating the different types of magic as my 10-minute ritual casting of Detect Magic. And he's going to see which lenses light up and flare as he's looking for magic items.
So as you get to the blue lens, the illusion lens, you see that part of the dais reveals an illusionary ring that appears to be covering up a seam that you couldn't otherwise see.
I found something over here, guys, and I'm gonna walk over to that seam. And if I touch it, can I pass through it, or
Yep.
has it still got some solid aspect to it?
As soon as you touch it, your finger passes through it, and the entire ring becomes translucent to you. And it looks like the whole dais can move some way, and the illusion is there to hide that fact.
I am going to, before we do anything further, I'm gonna kind of like knock on the dais and in Dwarven say, "Excuse me, we've been sent from Bordrin's watch. I'm gonna see if I can come down there, but we're on our way to help." And I'm gonna start seeing if I can move the dais to open it up.
All right, so you start pushing and pulling and twisting, and is anybody else taking part in this, or is Shockwave on his own?
Oh, Shockwave, truly, I would love to help you, but I think I pulled something.
I'm sorry, can't help you now.
I think, is there any way Grim Reaper can help him while also taking a short rest?
Well, a short rest takes an hour, so either you're going to take a short rest or you're going to help him. I mean, this won't take an hour, so if you want to take a short rest, it's now or never.
Well, then
I kind of assumed you were healing up, so you wouldn't need a short rest.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Taking a short rest.
Right. So if you all agree to take a short rest, we will sit here for an hour. But if he's continuing his investigation, that's not.
Okay.
I thought that's why you were healing yourself.
Yeah.
Never
I'd prefer
mind,
not to
that's
take a
fine.
short rest. It was more a matter of
Give me a
whether or not
second.
you could
Give me
heal
a
up.
second.
Right.
Because I don't know who all. I mean, if that horn was just for the people on the inside, if it was for people in the surrounding area, and by people I mean
Okay.
orcs, I'm
That's
concerned
fine.
we're on a time crunch.
So
I have something else that can help heal me.
okay. I would like to point out that the blowing of the horn a second time stopped the enemies from all coming out again. So you would have had to fight all of them at once if you hadn't done that.
Nice.
So I felt that I needed to explain that to you since your character themselves wasn't sure. If I recall right, you didn't know, you thought, but he didn't know.
Awesome.
I don't know that Alston still isn't really comfortable with it. So I'm not. Maybe if I had a whole bunch of free riders or something too, but with just the three of us, I don't know.
Right. So with Grim and Shockwave, you guys start feeling around, pushing and twisting and pulling. All the while, Bando is holding his leg as if he pulled something and pocketing stuff. I imagine you're like wrapping up this big chest piece of armor, right, and into a bag or something, or are you offering it to them, or what's the plan with that? I'm gonna need investigation checks with advantage from Shockwave too, by the way.
I think after realizing that it's too heavy to wear, I would just leave it. I would leave the armor.
Okay.
Did the armor light up with my detect magic spell? It would have been anything magic in the area.
Yes. It's a good question because I wouldn't have thought to
And what
tell you
type
that.
of-
And
I
as
figured
soon
I'd
as
get
it
in
lights
there,
up,
but
a
then the
Bando
vision came up, and I was like, "Ooh."
jumps
Well,
back away from
just
it.
because vision and the god.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, okay.
That would be very scary.
So I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening because I would like everyone's opinion on this ruling. So it is the Adamantine Armor, right? But it's under magic items, but all it is made with a unique metal. So does that really make it magical for the purposes of detection? You know what I mean? Like, it's under magic items, but it's just armor reinforced with adamantine, the hardest substance in existence. So would that actually show up on detect magic? Because honestly, I don't really know. Because to me, that's less magical and more just, hey, look at this rare material I found and made this out of. You know what I mean?
Is there any sort of thing about like it requires magic to like smith with this metal or like something like that?
The crafting rules are so sketchy that I'm sure there's not. But it's one of those things like I'm going to count it as magical for his detection now, but honestly, I don't know the actual answer because to me, from a raw perspective, yes, it's magical, but in the sense of his spell, I don't think it is. But yes, it's a magic item. It is the Adamantine Armor. Chainmail or plate chain. Hang on, let me double check. I forgot which one I rolled. Splint, actually. I think it just counts as it, but splint.
If you wanted, you could say the adamantine reinforcements themselves have a magical aura in how they're smithed, which would be...
Would that be on conjuration?
The enchantment?
Enchantment, maybe?
Yeah. I'm trying to... Transmutation?
Transmutation would be a good one.
So that, like, those aspects of the armor as opposed to an enchantment that hits the entire piece.
Okay.
I can see the adamantine reinforcements light up.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Because I was trying to think. I was just like, I was trying to keep it vague enough, but then you're like, I cast detect magic, and I'm like, shit, is it? I don't know. But yes, so you found splint adamantine armor. Which, if you don't know, this suit of armor is reinforced with adamantine, one of the hardest substances in existence. While you're wearing it, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit.
And I'm all light and medium, so I don't need it. As far as I'm concerned, it belongs to the dwarf that was killed wearing it, so...
Okay.
In the monastery, so...
Grim?
I'm not gonna worry too much what a bando wants to do with the armor. but I am not going to take it.
Grim, could I interest you in a set of armor? I'd give you a very good deal on it.
I'm still gonna need that investigation check with advantage to
Really, how
try.
much?
Oh, yes.
How much?
Well,
19 plus 5, 24 investigation.
Wonderful.
Cool.
So I'm kind of interested in this deal going down on the side.
Me too. So there's my numbers. Now I'm waiting.
well, my friend, you can clearly see the exquisite craftsmanship on this
Right.
piece. Anybody could see how well crafted and artificed this set of armor is. I couldn't see myself parting with it for anything less than, well, since we're friends, Grim, let's say 50 gold.
I think he spent all his money.
50 gold. That sounds like a deal to me.
Which
No, I still have 50 gold left.
Of course, that's exactly. Did you know that's exactly how much he had?
I didn't. I was going to ask for 100.
I just
All right. So I guess you're selling it to him.
I think can Death
my
Domain
favorite
players
part of
wear
you
it?
selling that
I think so.
or buying
Yeah.
that is that you can't use it either.
The cleric can't use it. Oh, only the war cleric
Oh,
can.
cleric,
The war
war
domain
cleric,
can.
light cleric. There's some of them that gain heavy armor proficiency,
Right, but they don't start
Death
with it.
Domain does not.
Well,
My friend Grim, the raw materials alone.
Oh,
Are-
then never mind. I don't think I will buy that.
I don't know why I thought he could wear it.
But think, Grim,
I don't
Some
think
clerics
it's- yeah.
can. There's a couple different domains, but not death and not grave.
you could bring this armor to the blacksmith in
Dude,
town
I
and
thought
impress
this was
him
m- I just looked through and it looks like
with such a valuable
Austin didn't say
find,
anything.
such,
That was
Yeah, I
purely
don't
out of
think I'll
Troy.
buy
such
it.
rare metal that the blacksmith could afford.
because
Shockwave.
I can't wear this.
It's
All
too
right, all right, Grim. All right,
Okay.
you drive a hard bargain. 20 gold.
If I could
You've
wear
talked
it,
me
I
down.
would definitely buy this.
15.
Okay, 15 gold is fine.
Wonderful, Grim. Wonderful. You've made an intelligent choice today.
It's robbing from poor monks who are dead. I guess they're not going to use it. But neither
I
are
feel like
you.
the death domain. I feel like the death domain being a grave robber, something's not adding up right.
All right. So while you guys are finagling out this piece of equipment, Shockwave, you actually notice that there is on the shield of this dwarven statue is the symbol of Moradin, and you realize it's got slow little etchings. You push in it, and the whole thing begins to rotate and slide out of the way, revealing a stairwell that leads down to a spiral stone staircase that leads down to another area of the structure.
Is it down there or dark?
Give me 1 second, and I will give you an accurate description. It is very dim, but there is lights coming from down. So you can see, as you look down, it's dark, but you can see like flickers of light, almost as if it's like a candle or a torch distance away. But it is hard to see down to the stairs.
I am going to pull my implement glasses, and it's going to turn back into its normal implement. And then I'm going to take my dark vision goggles and pop them down. I have
Alright.
dark vision.
All right,
As we head down.
as you pop them down, you start wandering down this spiral staircase.
I'm going to stop and I'm look up and say, when you death merchants are done over there, I think we've got some
Death merchants.
stuff down here.
Oh, that's great.
No. Things to do,
You
places
take the
to go.
lead, Shockwave. I'll be right behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then he's gonna like hit a button, and the turret's gonna come over and stays for an hour, so
Nice.
it's gonna head down in front of me.
All right, so as you start making your way down, the clitter of it, the click and
Be real
clack,
careful with that pronunciation.
the click and clack of its feet on the stone steps as it walks down the spiral staircase. You open up. It opens up into a. You can hear a massive echoing chamber, and there's just two little sconces on the corners that are light. They don't are lit. They're not casting much light. How far can you see with your dark vision glasses?
60 feet.
So as you look out, it's the smell of blood is in the air. But even in the darkness, with your dark vision, you can't see a whole lot, but you can see a few laying corpses on the ground with little pools of blood. But as you look to the side, you can see that where the sconces are, there's a rib on the wall that goes around, and you look inside, you can see it's filled with oil, and it seems to run the length of the wall as far as you can see.
Does it appear to be like oil for the purposes of light,
Yep.
or oil like I'm gonna blow up?
No, oil
That's-
like in
that's
your light.
Important distinction for me.
Right? Yeah. No, it's meant to light the entire room. You can
I
certainly
will-
find out.
But you know
I will
what?
cast-
I'm gonna kind of duck down below the oil light and just be like,
Well, if we're
so like assuming it will explode up and out, I will be under it, and I'll just.
All right. What did you say, Graham?
I think since we're in darkness now, I think I would cast the light spell on my weapon so that we
Okay.
can all see.
Well, it definitely brightens the area, but it still only goes out so far. So as you quickly chant a spell and imbue your scythe with this glowing energy, you can see two corpses, dwarven corpses, laying on the ground, and a little bit away you see an orc, a dead orc, as Shockwave grabs one of the sconces and dips it into the oil along the rib of the wall. You see the fire spread all around the entirety of this room, and this room is massive. It starts to go up, and it goes up to another level and separates, and it basically creates one long light around the outside of this room. And the carnage in this grand hall is absolutely obscene. Dead dwarves, some still in their night clothes, litter the floor. Blood is painting the gray stone tiles, walls, the massive 12 columns, 6 on each side, that are supporting the ceiling above. And the light cast by the light that you cast by running it, you can see down the hall, nothing but pure, utter carnage.
Shit.
You see sets of stairs that go up to little platforms that then lead into little like cubbies or alcoves, likely bedchambers or rooms for the dwarves. You can see some of them just hanging out as if they were trying to get out of the room, but were slain as they were trying to escape.
Do I see orc bodies?
Yeah, there's a few here and there, but not many at all. I would say for every 5 or 6 dwarves, there's one orc. So they went down with a fight, but you don't see. Most of them are not equipped. Most of them just have their night clothes. You can see some people must have fought with whatever was nearby, most popular being the candlestick, Colonel Mustard, in the bedroom with the candlestick, apparently. But there were a few daggers hidden. You can find them in hands of several of the dwarves, but they clearly were just sleeping and resting when this ambush took place. That would explain why there were so few in the upper floor.
My concern, that door was closed. Orcs
Yeah.
don't normally deal with closed secret doors.
That's true.
So I don't think they came down.
Same.
I like the look from.
I didn't say shit.
I wish I could unlight this candle because now we're gonna be walking where it's well lit, and I suddenly wish I wasn't. So
So you guys got the scene. The whole monastery has been basically murdered. You don't believe that the orcs came from above, so they must have came in from somewhere else. Now,
dwarves, there's always something below.
this room is proof
find
of that,
it?
right?
Yeah.
You guys, if you guys want to start poking around, go ahead and each of you give me an investigation check.
I'm thinking, like, if there is a tunnel or something down below and we start digging around, are we going to oops into an orc army, or do we hightail it out and notify Bordrin's watch that bad shit's happening?
I
I
rolled
don't
a
really want to
17
surprise an orc army.
for investigation.
I'm sorry, what was that?
17 for investigation.
17? Okay, I should write that down. What about Grim and
8 for investigation.
then Shockwave, or you more or less, I don't want to be a part of this?
No, I'm gonna start looking around. Since it's now well lit, I'm gonna pull the goggles. I'm gonna switch back, pull the goggles off, take a few minutes, calibrate my magic, and I'm gonna start investigating to see if any more magic pops up. So it's gonna take me 10 minutes. Oops, I just rolled with advantage. I probably shouldn't have done that. With an
bonuses and shit.
18.
All right, so Grim Reaper, as you start poking around, you keep walking through puddles of blood. The blood isn't dry, it's coagulated, so it's very sticky like a glue. As you're stepping through it and going through the different individual rooms, you climb up the 10-foot stairs, 10 feet stairs to a plateau that then leads into each of the rooms, and you start kind of rooting through them. You find some interesting things as you're going through these. So here we go. Let me pull this up really quick. So one of the rooms you come across has a double braided, bearded female dwarf clutching a sketch, and in the sketch is this female dwarf with a couple others. She looks like a little bit younger, probably, maybe only in her 50s, and they all seem to be happy sitting there at around one of the statues outside of this monastery, and she's clutching it close, but you don't find any clues or anything obvious of where the orcs came from. Abando, you start searching through, and you're going up the stairs and into each of the different little hallways or different little alcoves, the dwarven knights. You see one lady, or one body, as you approach, is still laying in the bed, and the only thing out of place is the boulder-sized head where it fell off of the bed as this person was slain in their sleep, with no warning whatsoever. And you can see on the walls poems and jokes and short stories. Clearly, this dwarf, which you're able to find out its name is Finney, was some sort of entertainer when he wasn't doing his monastery work. Then Shockwave. Yep, go ahead.
Do I find anything that tragically these folks won't be able to enjoy their money anymore, but someone should carry the legacy of that
You greedy son
and
of a
enjoy it
bitch.
vicariously for them. Do I find anything of value that would allow me to honor them in that way?
Monks aren't that attached to objects and money. So in your entire rifling, going from room to room, you're able to find like handcrafted like artifacts and stuff, such as you see, like a cut, like I said horse already. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. A flower has been hand carved. It's probably got some value. You do manage to find about 12 silver in your, like, through pouches and coins and stuff. You do get some hand-drawn artwork and pictures that you can probably stuff in your bag. They maybe have some value, but you're not really sure unless you've got something in your background that suggests you might know how much art is specifically. But
No.
you might be able to get something for it. I mean, they're not going to need it anymore. Here I try to go through to put this little story together, and you're still like, "Where's my money?"
Well, listen, I want to honor their legacy.
Yes, clearly that's it. Okay, Vando, you start looking through that stuff. Shockwave, you start clicking through your different little lenses for your detect magic. You do see sense or spot like residual energies like evocation and illusion and conjuration, but you can tell based on their fated signatures that they were likely the result of the battle with some of these dwarves who likely were spellcasters or the enemy, but nothing in the area seems to signal any sort of current magic. You do, as you guys are investigating as a group, you end up stumbling into one of the back rooms, which you notice isn't actually like the other ones. Instead of it being like a place where somebody would rest, it's more or less has like digging equipment, and you spot some spy glasses and more kind of like a storage shed or storage area. Would everyone actually, I don't need to, you would see it, it's pretty clear. You notice that one of the east walls has a big kind of chunk taken out of it, as if it was smashed from the outside in. And what's strange is it's shaped enough. It's almost like, give me an investigation check. I'll make an investigation for this bit of knowledge.
Only a 10.
8.
$12.
So you can actually tell that the area around the punched in hole looks like it was sealed up because the boulders and rocks that filled it in are newer than the ones in the room. So it's like there once was a passage there that must have been sealed up at one point and somebody burst through it from the other side. This is likely the entrance of where the orcs came through. It leads into a dark tunnel that seems to lead deeper into the mountain.
Oh,
So what's your next steps? You were sent here to warn the dwarves of the attack and to find out if the orcs are coming, where they're coming from. So it's up to you if you're comfortable with knowing that, hey, they came through here, or following it a little farther to figure out exactly how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Bando is definitely inclined to follow it a little further.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like he's got a pocket full of stuff he needs to cash in.
He just kind of it's his curiosity really that like is just kind of getting the better of him.
Yeah. Um. I wish I had some way to.
Seems like we got one vote for going deeper. What do the rest of you guys think? Do you want to turn around and go back to Bordrin's Watch with the little bit of knowledge you do have, or do you want to delve deeper into this puzzle to figure out where they're coming from?
I mean, I'm leaning towards delving deeper. I just wish there was a way to let Bordrin's Watch know that the monastery's already fallen. I have a thought. I have to double check how this thing works.
Okay. What about Grim?
I'm willing to delve a little deeper.
I just thought of an awesome idea, but I can't tell you.
Shoot. No.
Can we leave a note?
Well, I can leave a note.
Okay.
I was just trying to see if I have an ability. I can imbue an object with a 6-second recording. And I also have the spell Catapult, which will throw an object that's between 1 and 5 pounds, 90 feet, or up on a mountain. Could I fire that into the air in the general direction of Bordrin's Watch and even pretend that it was going to come into a populated area?
You can certainly fire it from your mountain, and it'll land somewhere not on the mountain, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying. I was double checking the range on Catapult and how it worked.
Yeah, not nearly long enough. I mean, it took you guys hours to get to the base of the mountain, much less to the top.
Yeah, and there were no outposts or anything along the way. So,
Man, if only there was a spell. Oh, there is a spell for this.
yeah, it's almost like I would have to be level like 12 to get it, because artificers do not. They progress like half casters.
Yep. So it takes a
level
lot longer
2.
to
I'll
get
get level
the
2
message
spells
and stuff.
at level 5.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
that's rough. Well, it's up to you guys. I guess the thing is you have to weigh the options. You could stop here and go back to Bordrin's Watch, or Overwatch.
First, we're down
Overlook.
2 horse.
Overlook is where you would go back to.
We have some debts
down
back in town that
yeah,
we're not going to be
Bordrin-
able to face.
I have Bordrin's Watch. It's the thing. I don't know. We're down 2 horses. I only have 1 horse, so it'll take us at least twice as long to get back as it took to get here.
And those horses were 43 gold a day, and I can't pay that. I currently can't pay what I owe.
Well, maybe you'll get more for your loot there.
My concern is that other than saying the monastery's fallen, we can't
to the horse and send the horse back itself.
That's where I'm not. Because I thought about that actually. 1, it would involve climbing back down the mountain, which is an adventure unto itself. 2, I don't know that I trust the horse to like. If you have a horse that consistently makes the same trip, sure, but there's no way to know if this particular horse could get back to the stables. I don't want to trust the horse with this message.
I'm all of a sudden thinking about all the spells that were utility that would be super useful that none of you have. Speak with animals, sending. I mean,
oh,
well,
but I'm not a straight caster, and cleric isn't a different kind of utility.
Mm-hmm.
So It's what happens when you don't have a wizard.
Back in my day, we used to
level 3
have
wizard
stones.
Still doesn't have sending.
Yeah, I don't think you get that until that's a 4th level
Third
spell.
level,
3rd
so
level
it would be
spell.
5th.
5th level?
Sending is 3rd level, so you'd have to be level 5.
Mm.
Even have access to it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just we're too low level. I don't really want to encounter an orc army at level 3. I also am concerned that we have nothing to say that this is nothing. We want to have more to report than just the monastery has fallen, because clearly the army isn't marching through here because they destroyed the monastery and went somewhere. Clearly didn't go the route we took to get here. So they've gone somewhere else. So enough orcs that came here to slaughter this entire monastery has gone somewhere. I feel like we need to know that to report that. I don't want to have any big suicidal fights, but I would like to see what we can discover.
Indeed.
Normally, I just blow
onward.
things up, but I've spent some time serving with different militaries, mostly because they like it when I blow things up. Sometimes.
You got you got some spray paint? You could put "We were here."
Well, then we should definitely move onward, and you should definitely lead the way, Shockwave. I will be right behind you.
We'll just write "Don't open, dead inside" on the outside of the monastery and see. That's the thing, is any note we left would be, hey, the monastery's fallen. All they have to do is open the door and see that.
That's true.
So, that's like, unless we can get a message out.
2 other people, yeah.
So we did not close the door upstairs behind us, so anybody who comes in will see this down here. So, yeah. No, all right. So down that tunnel that crashed in, was it a hallway tunnel,
Yep.
or was it up or down?
Yeah, it started. It's a landing or a hallway that goes straight, but then slowly begins to descend. And it looks like it used to be a part of the structure, but then somebody sealed it. And so the orcs that must have came through there, because it looks like it was pushed from the inside out. But it looks like a dwarven, hallway. It's very, nicely cleaned. It's full of cobwebs. You can see all the foot traffic that came through. But it definitely is where the enemy came from. But it descends down. It starts off flat and then starts to go down deeper and deeper and deeper. It starts to kind of backtrack on itself. You guys.
Well, Bordrin in his somewhat native gnomish, Shockwave is gonna say some bad things about dwarves digging too damn much, and he's gonna start heading down.
There is no source of light in here, other than the light coming from Grimm's scythe, which does cast a pretty bright. That's bright light, right? Or is that dim light? It's bright light to 20 feet, I think. I don't remember.
You touch. It's 20-foot radius, and
That's big.
dim light for an additional.
20.
Bright light for 20 foot, and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Okay. So as you guys are making your way down into this pathway, the area begins.
I also need to know when it's been an hour since our fight.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I mean,
Hopefully not in the middle of the next fight.
I was gonna say that'd be a dick thing. All right, my cannon's gonna go. Cannon, cannon, where'd you go? So you guys start making your way, and what you realize is, as you're traveling through this twisting and winding tunnel, it starts to go from completely formed to more of a cave structure. You realize now whatever they were doing seems to have been incomplete. So what was a nice travel hallway and series of halls is now becoming twisting, cavernous like crevices in the mountain as you make your way down. Jagged, spikes and stuff are starting to protrude, but it's starting to get kind of wide. It's probably 10 foot wide, shoulder to shoulder, so it can allow quite a bit of passage, but it's not as refined as the one you were in. And the ground becomes less padded and more difficult to move in. Rubble, twists your ankles if you land on them when you step on them wrong. It's very uncomfortable as you start making this hike. An hour quickly passes, so I would say as you're making your way down this, you guys can gain the benefits of a short rest if you would like.
My spider eventually stops and then folds itself and folds itself and folds itself back, or not spider, turret, back into that cube it was. And I pick it up and I put it back in my satchel.
Okay.
Magic that it activated it dissipated.
So go ahead and spend any hit dice for a short rest as you're wandering through the tunnels. And you start making your way down. And the tunnel that was one tunnel begins to start branching. So I'm going to, if you've got a feature or a power that lets you navigate tunnels, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to need survival checks to track where the, to track which direction the orcs had come from. Anybody?
Yeah, just double checking me. Looks like I got. One thing I can do is I can have a couple of objects that we would know if we were circling, but I don't think it's going to be that kind of path. So, survival check.
Everyone can give me that.
Shit. Oh, that's not good.
14.
Grim?
4.
All right, so you guys are twisting and turning, and you come up to this split in the cavern that has 3 different directions. You guys are kind of torn. You can hear the sound of dripping water one direction. You can the one direction seems to be coated in spider webs, and then there's this strange odor coming from the third direction. And Abandon, walks over to one of the directions there. You kind of run your hand on the ground, and you can feel the impressions left from heavy boots that appear recent. So you believe the direction with the noxious fume is likely the direction the orcs came from. But when you walk over to the area with the dripping noise, you can see several sets of footprints as well. It doesn't look like there's as many. So it looks like for quantity, one direction certainly had more traffic than the other, but some humanoids came from both directions. So you'll have to pick one of these two. Which direction do you want to go?
So one of them just has more footprints than the other.
Mm-hmm. That one has a noxious fume, while the other one has significantly less footprints, maybe a half dozen compared to many dozen. And that's being generous. Since they travel, it's hard to get an accurate count since it's so disturbed.
Welcome
home,
I think I would
Empress.
tell
Sorry.
Grim and Shockwave and ask them if they recognize the smell.
I recognize the smell.
I'm gonna need perception checks.
Oh. I wish I was playing an alchemist.
Got
Oh,
a-
you are playing. No, you're playing
I'm an
artificer. Okay.
So I
It's
know
out.
in magic, I know metal. I do know some chemicals, but not to the detail of a alchemist. So, all right, that was still sucks. All right, perception.
I got a 16 in perception check.
Okay.
I got a 10.
10.
15. I'm used to being underground, but a gnomish warren is not the same as a dwarven mine, and
Right. Right.
my my home's larger and better lit.
So
Spacious.
the noxious fume, smells like that of decaying flesh, but not like recent, but like meat that's been rotting for weeks.
Like undead.
Who knows? Want more information? Roll higher.
I know.
I'm such a douche. So you guys still have to pick a direction, or are you just gonna kind of like? I think I'm good. There's something dead that way.
Can you tell? Can you tell which direction the boots were going? I mean, could he tell? I couldn't tell.
That's actually a good question. To and fro.
Okay.
So whoever came also went.
And then a smaller group, possibly scouts or a raiding party, went off the other way.
Yes.
So
About
do
half
we
a
want to
dozen.
find the scouts / raiding party, or do we want to see if we can find the rest, the army that came up, killed everybody, and then went on?
Scouts.
I'm leaning towards finding the army
Oh,
Grim, you're the
because that's
tiebreaker.
the bigger threat to the watch. So I'm concerned where the raiders may be going, but it's the army that's the
I want to
threat
find
to
the
the
army
dwarves.
too, so that we can tell everyone up.
Also concerned that the scouts will return to the
Yeah,
army
I kind of want to find
behind
where the
us.
army went.
Oh, and
I don't really want to be pincered between an army and a scouting
That's
party.
true too.
I had forgotten to ask for initiative rolls earlier, so go ahead and give those to me too. So I've got them.
Oh, we're doing a new set?
Yeah, I meant to do it after combat, and I got distracted.
Yeah, that one's so much better.
Oh, come on. I got an
18.
8, 18, and
20.
20. All right, thank you. I just wanted to get that out of the way. All right, so it sounds like Grim and Shockwave are interested in chasing down the army, while Abando is more interested in lining his pockets. I mean, by tracking down the group. Sorry, I don't mean to just assume because you're a rogue.
Who's been
Isn't
robbing
Finn-
the dead.
Paying his honest debts.
Right.
I
What
feel
is
like most of the words in that sentence were true.
there was there was a movie I watched a long time ago, and the guy used to steal stuff and then resell it, and he had like the oh god, he had like a fancy ass name for the profession that was obviously it's thieving, but he had such like a professional name. He had a card for it and everything. A proprietor of acquired indirect goods or some shit like that. And that's what I'm starting to envision as a bando. Like, look, he's not going to use it. I just want to make sure he gets love and attention. So you guys are heading down the direction of the
I'm a fan
noxious,
of commerce.
right? Damn, that's gonna bug me now, not knowing that. So you guys choose to taking a nice deep breath. The rotted meat smell assaulting your nose, making you gag a little bit inside.
I'm going to take a piece of cloth. I'm going to use magical tinkering to cause it to generate a pleasant odor for the next within a 10-foot and 10 feet of me can smell it. But then I'm going to use it to cover my face. It will be
That's funny.
The scent of roasting mushrooms, the kind I used to eat back home.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna use my mage hand as like sort of a third hand to just cover my nose and like pinch my nose.
Oh, that's awesome. And is Grim taking any precautions, or is he man enough to just deal with it?
Assumed the death cleric liked the smell of rotting meat.
Oh, yeah. It's like breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. Simple and to the point. All right, so you guys
I
start.
have to say he's just gonna go through without any covering.
So as you guys start making your way down deeper into the mountain, the tunnels start to warm up a little bit. You get a little sweat on you. The noxious fume is getting worse. You start kind of coming to an area where it opens up a little bit, and you can see several little like stalactites hanging from the ceiling in this opening, but you can also see these broken fissures along the area, and several dropped stalactites on the ground, along with the corpses of a few orcs and long dead skeletons. And this room's probably 30. It's 30 feet wide, and then to the left in the corner, you can kind of see where a crevice kind of. I would say it's a passage, not like a doorway, but you can see like a passage that seems to go deeper into the mountain, across the big open area with the fallen stalactites and a few corpses of orcs and long forgotten somethings.
Something that stinks killed a bunch of orcs as they passed through here, and I don't really want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't see up into the stalactites, can we?
Not with his light, but I would say if you wanted to toss on your goggles, you might be able to get a little bit of a look. And anybody that has dark
Oh,
vision.
I assumed I was wearing them the whole time.
Okay, then yeah, you can
Once
see.
we're down in this cave.
You can see. Give me a perception check.
A natural 20.
Nice. So
and then a +3 for fun.
natural 20 plus 3 just for fun. What? Go ahead. Go ahead, Grim.
While he's doing this, can I cast the light spell on one of the stalactites up above?
Does it have a range? I think it's touch for light, if I'm not mistaken.
Never mind.
Dancing light's the one you want, where you
Dancing
can move
lights
them.
is the one, yeah.
They're not as bright, but you can move them around. So as you look up, you don't see any movement, but you can see like a strange oily pool. Maybe the stalactites, they look wet. It's very strange. Do you want to give me a hang on. It would be an Arcana check.
I can happily do Arcana.
I bet you can.
17 plus 5 is 22.
You look and you think that this, while it doesn't seem to be moving at all. You can see this oily pool matches the description of some stuff that you had read about in a couple of tomes during your study of a little bit of mixing of the magics and stuff, and it may possibly be some sort of leftovers from an ooze, maybe. It's hard to tell from this distance, but it's coating the entire ceiling.
All right, I'm going to get one more use of this before I start have to make decisions. I'm going to pull off my coat, a little tent of what I'm going to do is I'm going to use magical tinkering, imbue a single object with makes it shed 5 feet of bright light and additional 5 feet of dim light to one of the bullets. I'm going to load into my gun. Once it's in my gun, it'd be obscured. However, and then I'm going to come back out, put my coat back on. And to where I think I see the darkest bit of ooze, I'm going to say, okay, there's probably something bad up here. I'm going to fire the bullet of light up into that dark patch.
All right, give me an attack roll.
13 plus 4 is 17.
Your bullet leaps from your gun, lights up the air. It streaks like a energy blast from a mage as it smashes into this object. You hear this ungodly squeal as a blob drops from the ceiling. This gray ooze just starts deforming and twisting, and it isn't so much as like screaming like you would expect, but is releasing this kind of screech as it kind of reels from the pain of the attack. And then will you give me a damage roll for that?
Is 7 plus 2, 9.
And you see it kind of, and then it starts to kind of move its way towards you, and you realize that the spot that it was in is no longer oily.
I see more oily stuff up there.
It is on the entire ceiling. The look on Lou's face is priceless.
I'm going to back up.
Yeah.
Back up shooting.
So this thing is making its way towards you. So
Yeah.
I gotta look at the shockwave. What are you gonna do as this thing is slowly moving towards you? And I mean, when I say slow, I mean it is slow. It's just ever so slightly moving in your general direction.
I'm going to use my bonus action of my homunculus shoulder turret. Fire at it as well.
Okay.
Only a 12 to hit.
That'll do it.
Take 5 points of force damage.
Pew pew, it splatters apart, and then just kind of wiggles and then turns into a puddle of ooze.
Puddle of ooze that's still moving, or
No,
a puddle of ooze
it
that's
just-
just gooped?
It just goops. It just like
Okay.
loses all animation. So clearly not that tough, but
There may be a lot of it.
yes.
Somewhat limited on my area of effect. I only got one more of those guys.
What does
I can take a long rest.
what does a bando think about this situation?
I'm gonna back up too while it's still my turn.
A Bando couldn't tell you because he's run so far away.
That's hilarious. So as you turn around, you go to talk to a bando, and a bando? He's
I'm
nowhere to be
backing
seen.
up, and I'm like, what? Jesus.
Okay. What about Grim?
Fellas, I heard a noise back there. I'm checking it out. Bravely, I might add.
Bravely ran away. The better part of valor. The better part of valor.
Grim might speak a word of radiance.
And
It's melee, isn't it?
I have no idea. See, I don't have the. What book is the Death Cleric in?
It says you utter a divine word and burning radiance erupts from you.
Each creature within 5 feet.
I believe it's the DM's guild, the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Oh yeah, it's the optional one in the back of the book, isn't it? That's a like a short AoE around you. So I guess now you guys suspect that this entire room is full of these things and might be what has killed so many people that have wandered through it to begin with. So how are you going to get past a room that has dozens and dozens of gray oozes clinging to the ceiling.
Abando's plan is to go back to Bordrin's watch at this point, look for a solution there.
It's Overlook, people! You haven't been to Bordrin's watch yet.
Oh, back to Overlook.
Bordrin's watch is the big barrier on the mountain that's the like last bastion of defense. You haven't got there yet.
Really
Yeah,
not what I have in my notes. I feel like I was lied to at some point in last session.
Abando's actively using his mage hand to like try to tug on the back of the shirts of Shockwave and Grim and be like, "Come on, guys."
The name of the module is Siege on Bordrin's Watch, but Bordrin's Watch is actually like the defensive thing where they sent some of the NPC groups to, and then one group got sent to the vents of Bordrin's Watch. You guys got sent to the Monastery, all from Overlook. So
Okay, so
for clarification, in
me to go
case
back
I
to-
messed up, I may have, but the module
I
name
wrote it down,
also.
right? It's possible too.
Yeah, the module is also not called Overlook. So, but anyway, one thinks you guys should turn around and head home with your tail between your legs. Any other plans? I mean, I say just throw Grim Reaper in there and let them have him, but I see that Shockwave isn't opposed to that. Ooh, that is a lot of comments. I'm popular today.
I kind of want to just back out of this room.
All right. So you guys can head back, and you end up back into the area with the different passages where apparently Abando gave you some terrible advice on which way to go.
It might not be so much that it was a bad idea. It's that other option is to go after the raiding party. I'm not really one for interrogation, but he might be able to put the fear of death into one of the orcs and more.
Well, interrogation's my specialty.
Oh well, there you go. I have a hard time leaving enough to be interrogated, so it's not really something I've ever practiced.
Well, we're not going to interrogate the ceiling oozes, so let's get as far away from them as possible.
There will come a time when I will have enough AoE that I will just be like, I don't care. Hit it up. It is not at level 3. The higher level, I will get 2 of those flamethrower turrets that I can activate with a single bonus action.
Ooh, hell yeah.
It will be later, though.
That's sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have made it back. So there's 2 other directions, right? There's the one coated in the cobwebs and what I think spider webs, and then the other one which had the track of the smaller party.
I think we're gonna do the smaller party then.
Yeah.
See what we can learn from the raiding party or scouting party or whatever they are.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Something that doesn't involve being dissolved in acids. Hopefully. I couldn't possibly do something interesting with ooze acid. It's just I don't want to. Trying to get it.
I once ran this module for other people, and they tried to outrun the dropping ooze. They didn't all make it. But it was interesting to watch. Anyways, so you guys start... Oh, man. My PDF thing's being stupid. All right. So you guys start making your way down this passage. You can still see the collection of footprints. As you're making your way through it, you can see the corpses of a few different. I forgot what that's called. Hang on a second. Oh, this is so stupid. It won't let me close it. Like my Acrobat reader crashed, and every time I try to close it, it just says it crashed again. There we go.
Hmm.
It wouldn't let me close it to open up my SRD thing in the PDF for the adventure. There we go. All right. Okay, so in you see these corpses of these like piles, not of ooze, but they look like flesh creatures with like hundreds of mouths on them, and they're all cut up and burnt and fried and a variety of other things. You probably pass like 5 or 6 of them as you're making your way through this direction. The deeper you go, the louder the dripping noise gets as as you're going down this set of caves or twisting, turning caverns. And you're getting deeper and deeper. The area's getting warm now. At least it's not all smelly and nasty. Kudos to the team though on that too, because that was pretty clever. I like that. Excuse me, where the hell is it? You ever try to find a monster you don't know the name of? You know how hard that is. Oh, I found it. All right, so you're making your way and you're seeing all these just hideous beasts or creatures with all the little fleshy mouths and everything. Clearly, somebody went through here and had to deal with them at some point. As you get deeper and deeper, it begins to get really hot. Sweat is starting to run down down underneath your clothes. Your clothes are super moist. It's really starting to burn up. Is there any actions you're going to take for the temperature rise?
Oh, crud. I don't think I have any.
Otherwise, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw.
What was the question?
As it's getting really, really hot. So you're sweating. It's getting harder to breathe. Is there any action you're taking to adjust to the heat increase the deeper you go into the mountain?
Is there any water around that we can see or hear, like dripping?
You can hear the dripping, and it's getting louder, but you haven't got there. It's because of the design of the caverns, it's echoing down, and it's ever so faint, but you're getting closer. So is there? Probably. Are you there? No.
Okay.
Because remember, that was the thing you heard from the coming down the cave in addition to the footprints.
There's not really much I can do about the heat, unfortunately, other than to have...
Same here.
Yeah, just hydrate, I guess. Drink some water.
Yeah, stay hydrated, dump some water on my head.
All right. You each have one canteen, right? So how much are you dumping out? Onto yourself or drinking?
I'm going to drink half of mine.
Okay. Somebody said they're going to dump theirs out onto themselves.
Just some of it, like half a water skin, I guess.
Okay. So you both will have advantage on your Constitution save. What about Graham?
And I'll drink about a quarter of my water skin.
I'll say you don't have advantage, but add 2 to whatever your roll is. So go ahead and give me Constitution saves, please. Please keep
for shockwave.
Please keep track of how much of your canteen you consumed, because that's going to be important. The deeper you get into this mountain.
I got a 20 on the con save.
Nice. What did you say, Troy? I'm sorry.
14.
14. Okay. The heat's getting to you, but you were able to douse yourself enough to cool off. What about Grim?
11 for me.
Ooh, not gonna do it, my friend. The heat is just exhausting you. You can't seem to catch your breath. You're doing whatever you can, and it's sapping all your strength. You lose 1 hit dice.
Not what I wanted. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. So you guys begin making your way deeper into the cavern. You come to a split. You can hear the echoing coming down of the dripping coming from the left one, and from the right path you can what is it? You smell sulfur, maybe? Maybe it's sulfur.
I'm familiar with the smell of sulfur.
Then you know that's exactly what it
gunpowder.
is. Yep. You know you can the smell of sulfur is certainly coming from the right one. I can take another survival check to determine the path at which the scout party, I think is what you're calling it, went.
Survival check. Nope. The whole 3.
Anybody else?
Nine.
I got 19 for my survival check.
Nice. All right. So as you guys are trying to figure out which way to go to track down this, it's kind of the heat is really getting to you. So it's really hard to tell what's kind of going on. Luckily, Grim has got you check here. You're able to see that a large collection of the footprints appear to be going to the right towards the smell of the sulfur. But it sounds like water or some sort of dripping liquid might be to the left. So going to the right will lead you to the what you're referring to as the scouting party, based on the rough tracks in the cavern.
Oh, sorry, did you say the scouting party was in the same direction as the sulfur, or the same direction
Sulfur.
as the dripping water sound,
Sulfur.
dripping liquid sound? Sulfur.
Sulfur, not the dripping liquid sound.
Looks like to the right we got the soldiers and the sulfur, while the left has got water.
Or liquid. Maybe water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, the heat is beating down on you, creating
I'm gonna say,
sort
hang
of
on, guys. I need to take a little bit of a heat break, and I'll reach over to my bag of holding, and I will put over my head. And in another dimension, I'm assuming it's a little bit cooler.
Did you just do the equivalent of sticking your head in the freezer? That is so awesome.
I would just be like, oh.
Oh, that's
So I
pretty.
figure it's a 2-foot diameter. I should at least be able to get my head, maybe a little bit of an arm, just a little fresh air. Yeah, I mean, technically it's not super fresh. It's 10 minutes worth of air, but I'm just like, okay, no, it's good. I'm good. Dry air. It's dry air. Dry off. Okay, no. All right, back out. Okay, all right. Where are we going?
Doctor is doing this, and I will do the same thing with my bag of holding.
Oh, Jesus.
Seeing
Double
that,
checked.
seeing them do
Double
that,
check, make sure I had that.
I'm gonna do something similar, but with my portable hole. I'm gonna put it on the ground and like just sort of like hop in with a wave. See you guys in a bit.
Oh.
He gets his whole body in there. Dang it. Should've-
All right.
Yeah, reach over and close it. No.
So what I'll do, because of your guys' creativeness, is you guys will just have advantage on the next Constitution saving throw. Because that's... Yes, if I have never stuck my head in a freezer because it was so hot, I would say that that's weird and probably doesn't work, but it does a lot. Jeez. So you guys start making your way. Well, that just I am because of the split. I am gonna need another Constitution save. That was the next step. So, but you guys have advantage since you've come up with some clever ass shit.
A total of 20.
Nice.
I got a 6.
With advantage?
I got
yeah, with the other one was
13.
a 3.
What was that, Graham?
I got a 13.
You both lose a hit die as the heat taxes you and builds this uncomfortable building pressure surrounding on the inside and surrounding your body. Your ribs and everything everything is getting uncomfortable, and it's almost like you're being compressed, and you can't seem to escape it the deeper you go.
All I'm thinking right now is I'm so glad that my gunpowder horn and my oil flasks are in that bag of holding and not out here.
Right?
I have to keep that in mind.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so you guys start making your way back down. Once again, the tower, the cavern is twisting and turning. You get to a part that's so that it starts to get so hot, it actually opens up into a room, and along the edge of this room, you can see down into a chasm where you can see nothing but hot, molten red rock. It's quite a ways down, but you have this little tiny thing or edge you're going to have to shimmy across, and the chasm is about 30 feet long and about 10 feet wide, and there's just a small, maybe 6-inch ledge that you're going to have to shimmy across to follow. You can see that there's evidence that you can see like armor scraping against the evidence of armor of something scraping against the sides of the wall, and you can see all the shuffled footprints and the pebbles and the little bit of impressions in the ground, as if for the what you call the scout party passing through here.
You said it's 6 inches wide. How long is the path? Can I tell?
30 feet. It's about 30
30
feet.
feet?
I'm gonna make a nice
I'm
even number for my memory.
Okay, I'm going to out my pitons and rope
Mm-hmm.
and my hammer, and I'm going to set an anchor on our side, and then making sure and tie the rope off to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then start shuffling out, setting piton anchors every 3 feet. So I'll do it 10 feet. So I'll do 2 anchors out there,
Mm-hmm.
so that we're not gonna fall into the lava if we fall off the ledge.
Okay. Very cool. So you get a nice good hammer into the wall. It goes in surprisingly easy. Likely due to the temperature down here. The wall is a little soft. You tie yourself off and you start shimmying across. I will need acrobatics checks from everybody.
Actually, what I'm gonna do, what I'll do, because I think I might have actually done this once before. Once I bang it in there, I'm gonna use mending to kind of like reseal stone that much harder around, because it's gonna try to mend back into shape. The piton will be in there, so that it's better anchored.
I see what you
I have
did,
to use
and you
that damn
caught on
spell
to it,
once in a
didn't you?
while.
You caught on to it, I
No.
think, didn't you?
It seemed, well, I
Seems
think I did that
soft.
with somebody else, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, you know what? I want this to hold my weight. So,
All right, so it seals back up. So I'll need acrobatics checks from everybody.
acrobatics is not so great,
18.
though.
18, nice.
13?
Damn.
Two?
7.
All right, so as you guys are shimmying across, a bando kind of goes first, and you've got yourself pressed up really tight, and you're shimmying across. But damn, you guys, this wall is hot as hell. And as long as you're shimmying across, you're gonna take 3 points of fire damage. Because it's so hot, Grim Reaper kind of pulls his back as he's shimmering across and loses his balance and falls a good 10, 15 feet before the rope gets caught taut, yanking him to a stop and ripping the anchor out halfway. And it's just hanging there just slightly as he's dangling along the bottom. Grim, you for a second, your life flashed before your very eyes as you thought you were about to fall 100 feet into molten liquid hot magma. Fortunately, your boy Shockwave has got you covered. You guys want to pull him up?
Yes.
I blame
Yes.
my scale mail armor.
I'm gonna blame your.
So go ahead and give me athletics checks, please.
Oh, thank God I'm trained in athletics.
12.
Otherwise, my strength sucks. That is a. There's also a 12.
All right, so you guys pull him back up, and just one at a time. The heat is really getting to you. What temperature does rope burn at?
Much higher than we hurt.
Okay.
So.
All right, so you guys, you're pulling it up. The rope's starting to sizzle a little bit. You get him up, and you pull him. You kind of climb up onto the edge. Your hands are scalding as you're trying to climb up this thing. You finally get back up onto the edge and start making your way across. Don't worry, nothing's gonna attack you while you're on the edge of this cliff like last time. I already used that for this encounter or this adventure that's done. So you guys,
lava birds.
I'll be honest. I almost used the bat stat block and have something attack you that was flying, but I was like, I already did that. That's no fun. I can come up with something better, so we'll just leave it as is and see if you fall to your death. Either way, I win. I mean, we all win. It's gonna be fun for everybody. So you guys make it. You guys end up making it across. The heat is really getting to you, but fortunately, you all make it across safely. How many pittons do you have? Are you able to? You can't really retrieve that, can you?
I have 10.
Okay, well,
And I have 10 more.
Used.
Oh, you guys got plenty. Okay, I don't think we're gonna go through that many, but it just occurred to me if you're scaling a mountain, like scaling, I feel like you'd run out pretty quick. I mean, I don't know really how that works. I'm not a mountain climber. Anyways, so you guys get in and you start making your way through the twisted tunnels again, and you come to kind of a wide berth section of the tunnel, and you can see what looks like a campfire that had been made. Sitting in this area at some point. Give me a survival check.
Tell you what, I'm looking at this campfire going, who the hell lit a fire down here?
Well, it's not hot enough to cook something to eat, so.
That's another 2. That's another 2 plus 1 for me, so 3 ain't gonna do it.
14.
Well, I'm too amazed at why there's fire down here. I'm like, shit, pretty sure you could drop your eggs on the ground and fry them.
Probably.
Jesus.
Graham?
Is this again?
What's that? Survival check?
Oh,
Which check is that?
Survival.
Is that survival?
Yeah.
That'll be 6.
What's the highest? 13?
14.
14 from Abando. So Abando, you're able to get down and you look, and you think by looking at this that this fire was probably lit within like the last 24 hours, relatively recent. Some of the coals underneath are still even a little warmer than the rest of the area around you, obviously. For all you smart asses out there. So whoever you're following is probably very recent. At least within the last 24 hours. This let me look at something. Okay, I found where I was at. So as you guys are as Abando is down there checking it, a loud squealing can be heard. I need perception checks from everybody.
all right, I'm getting rid of this die. That's like the 3rd time it's rolled at 2.
5.
Which gives me a total of 5, yeah.
That is a total of 13.
All right. So, as you guys, as Abando is down looking, sketching this fire, he turns and says, "It's probably been about 24 hours since they came." And with that, there's a loud screech as the walls shape and change, and these tiny little imps pop out that look like the molten lava that was down at the bottom, like stone with courses of veins of molten lava, as they attack. And both Shockwave and Abando are caught, are surprised, and I probably should. And they got a 16, so that skips you two first, and it goes to. These imp-like creatures jump out and instantly just start slashing out at you. Is anybody wearing metal armor?
Yes. Fortunately, realized.
So one of them, there's four of them, and one of their eyes flashes bright red, and you start to feel your armor start to sear and burn as it casts heat metal. I need a Constitution saving throw. I think that's Constitution. I gotta go check.
I'm pretty sure I auto-fill it with armor.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to look up the spell specifically. It says there's a save here, but if you're wearing metal armor, I don't think you get one.
Take 2d8 fire when you cast.
Oh yeah, you're in contact
Save is
with
whether
it.
or not you drop it.
Yeah.
You just take 2d8
You take 2-8.
fire.
That's rough.
Every turn. Yeah, I've had that with druids and stuff to use before, and I'm like, no, once you find somebody with metal armor, you wreck them.
You got off pretty easy for 5 fire damage.
Yeah, until next turn.
Right. If it makes you feel better, it's concentration. So his eyes are glowing red, so you'll know which one it is. The another 2 of them come charging out and slash at Abando. One is going to hit for 4 points of slashing damage as its claws rake across your armor, or across your back, and catching you by surprise. And then the 4th one is going to attack Grim. And Grim, you're wearing metal armor as well, correct?
Yeah.
This one's eyes also begin to glow, and your body begins to sear and burn as your armor starts to burn you, cook you from the inside of it, and you take 8 points of fire damage. And top of the initiative is Shockwave. Or no, I'm sorry, Grim Reaper goes because he wasn't surprised.
All right.
There's 2 with eyes glowing red.
One whose eyes is the one that's eyes glowing red when it attacked me. How close am I to that?
This is a very small area. The whole area is less than like 15 feet wide. It's just a small camping area. Whoever was here. So everything's within 15 feet of each other at this point. It's very tiny. God damn, I just realized they give a second
on that one.
Okay. You need to make an attack roll.
That is 13 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. So that is 5 damage there, and then I'm gonna use my channel divinity. Add an 11 extra necrotic hit points, making it 16 total damage.
You slice through it with the dark, the power of dark death, everything. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw. As this thing gets sliced in half and erupts in an explosion of magma, sending out blasts in every direction. You will take 6 on a fail and 3 on a success.
A 12.
6 for Bando.
Yep, 12 will do it. You'll succeed. DC's 11.
A
Three and a
17 plus something.
That's a succeed. So you take 3. What about Grim? Or sorry, not Grim. Abando.
Abando failed. I rolled a 2.
So you take 6 then. There is 3 more of these little bastards. Wait. Did I say there was 3 or 4? Yeah, because 2 did regular attacks and 2 did heat metal. That's right. I only wrote 3 here, but there's 4. All right.
Now there's 3.
Yep, now there's 3. Unfortunately, they're immune to fire, so they don't even feel it. Top of the initiative is Shockwave.
I'm feeling not so great, so I'm going to use my action. I'm going to pull out a little metal sphere, charge it with my multi-tool, drop it on the ground. Sphere will then pop out little tubes in every direction, like a little urchin thing. And the tubes pointing towards the 3 of us, they'll begin to emit an energy that will act as that encases us and acts in a little shield. I'm going to use my bonus action to activate the protector cannon, which will give the 3 of us max 9 temporary. I'm sorry, is it intelligence or just +1? 8 plus 8 plus intelligence modifier, so 11 temporary hit points to the 3 of us.
You could not have done that at a better time.
So
well
that
done.
used my last spell slot. Activate another cannon. It's good for 1 hour, and I can pop that bonus action heal every single turn.
That temporary hit
bonus
points?
action for temps.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. The cannon emits a burst of positive energy that grants itself and each creature of your choice within 10 feet of it, so stay clustered up, number of temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier minimum +1. I can do that every turn as a bonus action.
That's sweet.
Yes.
That is really sweet. That's a dope-ass power.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yes. That is my action to activate or to drop it, and my bonus action to activate it. So movement I don't want to do because I'm going to stand close to everybody, so we can gotta stay within 10 feet of it. So cluster up.
Okay.
It just looks like a little ball with all these legs. It can roll around, so there's always a turret pointed towards somebody. Or, not a turret, a barrel.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Abando?
So Abando is going to reach. He's going to hold one arm out. There's 3 imps, right, flying around.
Yep. Yep. 3 of them.
He's gonna hold one arm out towards one of them, like as if he's like pretending to hold a bow, and then make a huge gesture of like reaching behind him to grab nothing, and as like pantomiming knocking the bow, and then he's gonna cast magic missile.
Nice.
And 3 darts are just going to fly out from where he's pantomiming shooting the bow, and hit each of the imps.
Each one?
1 each, yeah.
Okay. You want to roll damage?
Yes, so that is a 5 on one of them, 5 on another one, and 4 on the other one. Damn.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Blasted them.
You blasted them. Parts of their body just kind of explode out, and you start to see the magma kind of roll through their body and stitch their body back up out of the chunks. And they, is that the best you got? They killed Steve.
I turned to Shockwave and Grim and I says, sadly, that is the best I got. Don't tell them.
He goes, my friends, let us show you how it's done. And they, two of them take a really, or one of them takes a really deep breath, like that, and its wings kind of frail out, and it releases a gout of fire from its mouth. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw. You take 8 points of damage on a fail and half as much on a success.
11.
18. Forget you had 11 temps.
Yep.
14.
Everyone succeeds, so you all take 4 damage. He goes, and then you start seeing them arguing with each other. What was that? Is that the best you can do? Look at, I farted bigger blasts of fire than that. And they just kind of are bickering back and forth.
As the fire rolls across us, we just see the flashing of the shield around us absorb all of it.
That's nice. Nice. The one looks at you. You. That is your doing. His eyes burst bright, and your armor sears again and gets hotter and hotter. And you take... Oh, I dropped my die. Ouch. 3 plus 3 is 6 points of fire damage as the heated thing is burning in you.
As my armor is heating up, you'll note that the heat from the armor actually is being pulled into the shield around me.
That's awesome.
As it's acting as a heat sink and keeping me from taking any of that myself. I'm down to
Nice.
1 temporary hit point.
That is cool. I like that a lot. The other one looks over at Abando. Or no, the two that were arguing back and forth about the fire, he's going to go, fine, let me try. And he takes a big deep breath. His wings frill, and he's going to release his fire breath as well. They need a dex save. 6 for 9 fire damage. Another dex save from everybody. And that'll be the end of the Mephit's turns.
18.
12?
18, 12, those all do it. Grim?
I got an 18 as well.
Yep, you all succeed, so you take half damage.
I got an 18 as well.
Yep, you take
I
half
just-
damage. What?
Yeah, I just realized this is an AoE, right? So it's hitting my cannon?
Yes, it is.
All right, let me check
The area
first one.
the area is small enough that it can catch everyone.
All right, so it succeeded on both of those, both
Okay.
the first time and the second time.
Okay. I didn't
So-
realize your little thing had hit points and shit. I guess I never
Yeah,
paid
it does.
attention
It has
to
hit
that.
points. I can heal it with the mending spell.
That's cool.
For saving throws, treat all of its ability scores as 10.
Okay.
That has a number of hit points equal to 5 times my artificer level. So it has 15 hit points, plus it gives itself temporary.
Yes,
as well.
that's cool.
So.
All right, so that's the end of that. It's Grim Reaper's turn.
Sorry, what was the damage total?
It was 9 for total and half as much on a success.
4. I'm not doing so. My shield fizzles, and I take 3 points of that.
Yep, Grim Reaper, you're up. You've got one with glowing eyes that is searing the hell out, or trying to sear your Shockwave's body, and the other two are breathing fire on you. I should check to see if those recharge.
Are have any of them taken damage? I think they've all.
Yep,
taken
they all
damage,
took
right?
some damage from the magic missile bow and arrow thing that Abando did.
All right, then I'll use my cantrip Toll the Dead on the one with the glowing eyes that's hitting my buddy.
Okay. Is that a saving
He
throw
needs
or an
to
attack roll?
roll for a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, wisdom saving throw of 12.
I got an 18. Is that half damage for success or no damage?
Gonna get it takes 1d8 instead of 1d12 now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no damage on it for Toll the Dead.
Yeah.
No damage on a save.
No damage on a save?
Cantrip.
Oh.
The 1d8 if they've not taken any damage. 1d12 if they've been.
If they have
damaged.
been damaged, yeah.
But it's
okay.
if it's a cantrip, there's nothing on a save.
Yeah.
Just a miss.
All right. So you toll the dead. A magical bell rings in the distance, and you see him kind of look around, and he's swatting at the air, and he kind of shakes it off. I'm hearing noise. Ben, you hearing that? I bet Steve heard it. And anything else, Graham?
That's everything I can do.
All right, shadow wave or shockwave. Sorry.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to trigger my shield. 6 + 3, 9. So I have 9 temps, and anybody, if you were below 9 temps, you can take the new one.
Yeah, it doesn't stack. It just goes to whatever the max
Yeah, it doesn't
right?
stack. You can either keep the original one or take the new one, depending on how many you had.
Right.
If you were below 9, you were up to 9. And then how close to us are these guys? Are they all 3 within 5 feet of me,
Yes.
or are they?
Yeah,
like, up in our
everyone's
grill?
bunched up together in this. The whole like area is only 15 feet wide, so they're all
Right.
kind of just on top of everyone.
And I'm going to hold up my implement with. It's gonna emit a burst of force damage out in all directions that will only affect. No, it is each creature. Oh, sorry guys, this is coming at you too. Everybody make a dex save. I was thinking it was target creatures. It's each creature. Not a lot, and I just gave you the attempts to absorb it if you fail. C is 15.
They all fail.
16.
And they all take 1d6. 6 points of force damage.
But we're gonna have to do this systematically. Let's start with your attack. How much damage?
6.
6.
D6. Got a 6.
So that's going to kill all of them. And from the shockwave,
Okay.
each one of them begins to burst from the inside out, sending bursts of lava in all directions. Let's start with the first dexterity saving throw from Death Burst. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
And
7 points of fire damage on a fail, 3 on a successful save. I'll need another one.
Total of 20.
9
So that's
points.
for the rest of the game.
7.
9 points of fire damage, half as much on a success. The DC is still 11. And then I need one more from the third one. Ouch.
The DC is 11.
Yep.
Got an 11. So, whew.
It's 10 points of fire damage and half as
13.
much on a success.
All right,
So-
5. So my shield fizzles. I took 3. That brings me down to 6.
As his shockwave sends out, they begin to chain explode all around you, filling the whole area with bursts of lava and magma. It says lava, but they're called magma, so what's the difference? Is magma in the earth and lava's outside? Whatever. Gouts of lava shoot in all directions, filling the area, searing and burning you guys. How is everyone looking right now?
Bad.
1/4 hit points.
Yeah. When you said you were going to attack them all, I'm like, shit.
2 hit points.
Okay, so with 9, that went. Okay, my cannon is still up, still exists. It's hurt.
And all right, so you guys come out of this battle. You're in this little area. These magments just attacked you. You're hot. You're sweaty. You're hurt. Life is not going. Go ahead.
Abando's crying, but it's so hot that his tears are just drying, so he's just like sobbing without anything coming out.
And I think that's where we're gonna end for tonight. So, are you guys planning on a rest?
Yes.
Can we rest here?
You can
That's a good
certainly
question.
try. You can certainly try.
I mean, I guess my question is, do we got any more like prayers of healing, or are there good heals out of the cleric? Or are you tapped out?
I'm tapped out of prayer of healing, but I still have a few cure wounds.
So, what you can do
And
is
I have two health potions, and that's about it.
So I'm going to say you guys can attempt to take a long rest here, but because of the heat, you're going to have to make a constitution save to actually gain the full benefits. So what we'll do is we're going to set the DC to 15. If you have water, you can expend the rest of it to grant advantage on it. If you don't succeed the save, you will be able to either return your hit points in half your hit dice or your spell slots, but not both. So you'll have to pick and choose. If you succeed, you'll get a long rest as normal.
Cool.
Right, so if we
I'm gonna
spend
drink
our
more
water.
water,
that's all of it.
Yep. Which means you won't have any more water going forward. Make sure you make note of that, because I'm going to write it down too.
Fuck. Sorry.
For what?
Just for cursing. I rolled.
Have you listened to our show? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. My show may not be suitable for young children.
I rolled a 1, and I was like, "Thank goodness for advantage," and a 7.
Oh, that's rough. So,
Alright, con save with advantage.
yep, the DC's 15 with advantage.
And I'm +4, so oh my god. Rolled an 11 +4.
Holy crap!
Right on it. What about Grim?
One of them was a 1, the other was a 17, so I got a 19 total.
So it looks like, unfortunately, Abando, you're going to have to pick between your spell slots and your health. Now, fortunately, as a rogue, you can get away without having as many spell slots.
Yeah, health for sure.
For clarification, you only regain half your hit dice during a long rest, not all of them. So those that have lost hit dice due to trying to go through the heat and the con saves, that's going to probably affect you the most, which I think was Grim. So, but I think that's where we're going to end it tonight. So hopefully that's a good stopping point. It seems like a perfect stopping point, honestly. So I want to thank everyone for joining us for part 2 of the Siege of Bordrin's Watch, as our heroes delve into tracking down these scouting party hopefully, I imagine to interrogate and get information about the army. Overcoming the depths and the heat is going to be a challenge as you get deeper into this mountain. I think that's a good place to set off. So why don't we'll go around go around here, and each of us tell you who you are, who you played, and what you enjoyed about the adventure tonight. Let's start with Lou.
So I'm Lou. I played Abando Tratorius, the half elf rogue, and something I really enjoyed was the change in scenery, like going from a mountaintop into a monastery into a lava pit, and and the undead chamber with the gray oozes. Like, it was a cool variety of locations and environments.
Cool. Thank you. Grim?
I'm Steven. I played Grim, the Asimar Death Cleric. One thing I did not like is some of my rolls, but things I did like was all the combat.
You didn't mind getting your face kicked in by a spellcaster. I have to say, those Aya Groom's characters are pretty damn strong. But yeah. And Troy.
Troy, I played Alston Shock, also known as Shockwave.
That's awesome.
All right.
He didn't enjoy anything tonight, judging by the silence.
I hated the whole thing. I enjoyed a lot of our roleplay. I think it's kind of fun to come up with new and interesting ways to kill your monsters. I think we had a nice mix of exploration and kind of skill challengey, and then also the combat. So it's once again another one of those Justin sessions where I'm just like barely crawling and begging and dying my way to the next long rest. And he always is like, "You had that choice," and I'm always like, "Yeah, if I wanted the entire countryside to be overrun with an army of unchecked orcs, then yes, I can take a short rest. Sure." Because thanks, Justin.
Yeah, I'm a bastard. Though I did just recently. Go ahead.
I will say, going through my spell list and the stuff I can change out on a long rest, I will be converting my fairy fire phosphor grenade into a water and drink purifier. So if we can at least find some sort of water-based liquid, we can make it possible. And awesome. My catapult spell repulsor is going to be recreated to Featherfall. So for next session, I'm done with some of this goddamn shit.
That's funny. I want to say
I'm making a note of those change of spells at the end of my long rest.
The one thing you guys did that I absolutely loved was to get around the heat thing. The whole sticking your heads in the different dimensions was just, that was on point. Expert. I really have to say that. It was really, really great. Caught me by surprise. Didn't expect that. But that's life. And it was nice. Nobody ever goes this way. Most people go the way of the spiders, or they go the way of the ooze. And so to have you guys not try to outrun the dropping oozes was a nice change for me, because I don't usually get to do the exploding magmans, which I always worry is going to kill everyone, which probably would have if you didn't have a, well, that's not true. There's ways to deal with it that don't involve getting blown up. But your power really made that much more of a viable, more successful battle than it could have been if you would have just fought them in that small little area alone.
If I had one more spell slot, I would have thunder waved them and pushed them away as they exploded. But I had to choose between the temps and thunder wave, and they had just hit me with heat metal, and I was like, nope, I cannot take that amount of damage. If I had not had those temps, I would have been out. They went through 11 and then 9, 20 temporary hit points. Went into that fight with 23 out of 24 hit points. I ended that fight 6 hit points and an additional 20 points of temps burned through. So
The Thunder Wave is a good way to deal with Death Burst. So is separating them. Having each person draw their fire or grab them and grab them separate. Each person can easily take an explosion. All of you taking all the explosions is definitely far more dangerous, which is why I really like this encounter. I was always upset nobody ever ended up going that direction because it's not an encounter that you can generally just do right in that area without having total catastrophic failure for the party. And that's why I was surprised when using AoE. I'm like, I hope this doesn't kill everybody. But you ended up handling it.
I was really hoping that those temps would carry us through.
And they did. They really did. They really, that was it. So.
And that was a gamble too, because it's a 1d8 plus intelligence modifier. If I had rolled a pair of 1s instead of rolling a 6 and an 8,
yeah,
8 and then a 6, yeah. So
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and close up. I want to thank you guys for joining me. We will see you at the next session. You guys will be fully rested this time, mostly, except for poor Abando. But I'm really excited. I want to thank anybody who is watching this now or sometime in the future. If you like this sort of content, please consider checking out our podcast, Dungeons & Dragons discussion podcast, Crit Academy. Every week we talk Dungeons & Dragons. We talk about fancy new, books that come out or content you can use to enhance your stories and campaigns. We also have a new Kickstarter coming up called Capes and Crooks. I'm really excited about it. It is a superhero 5th edition RPG, and I have been having a blast writing it. And I absolutely love the a la carte build your own superhero concept that we got going on. So hopefully you'll check that out. You can actually watch that on our playlist and kind of see how that playtest is going. So if something sounds like something you want to follow, you can head on over to critacademy.com/capesandcrooks. That'll do it. I want to wave everyone goodbye and thank you guys for watching. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared.